Hello everyone, welcome back to the map of mathematics. In this video we are going to solve this nice math Olympiad geometry challenge, and here we have our nice right triangle in which the length of its side is n and the length of other two sides are n square and n cubed, and we will solve this triangle for the values of n. So first you will see here we have, this is the right triangle and this angle be the 90, and this is the other than 90 angle. So here we can just you know that the side opposite to the 90 is known as the hypotenuse, and the side which is join these two angles is known as the base, and the third side is known as its perpendicular or altitude. So now here we find the value of n, because this is the right triangle, so we can use here the Pythagorean theorem to find the value of n. So you know about Pythagorean theorem is that hypotenuse square equals to base square plus perpendicular square. So this is called the Pythagoras theorem, and now we put the values here, and you know that our hypotenuse will be n cubed. So when you can put here, it will becomes n cubed square equals to our base will be n, and it will becomes n square, and our perpendicular is n squared and its whole squared. So this is I can put the values of base, hypotenuse and perpendicular, and now we can solve this nice equation to find the values of n. So here you see that we have n cubed and its whole power 2, so these powers are multiplied by each other according to this exponential law. If we have a to the power of m to the power of n, it is equals to a to the power of m times of n. So now we use here this nice exponential law, and you will get the output of this equation will be n to the power of 6 equals to n squared, plus here again we multiply these two exponents and we will get here n to the power of 4. So in the next step we will make a little bit simplifications here, and we move all the terms from right hand side to the left hand side, and we will get n to the power of 6 minus n to the power of 4 minus n to the power of 2, and this whole equals to 0. Here we move these two terms in the left hand side because these are positive. When we move in the left hand side, it will becomes negative. And after this step, you see here we have n squared be the common term, so that we will take common here n squared, and we will obtain here n to the power of 4 minus here we obtain n squared, minus here we obtain only 1, and this whole equation equals to 0. And in the next step, here we have two cases. The first case is we write n squared equals to 0, and the other case is we write n to the power of 4 minus n squared minus 1 equals to 0. So now first we will discuss our case number 1. So in this case we get the value of n equals to 0, and you will just see here we have n be the base of this right triangle, and you know that any side of the triangle cannot be equals to 0. So if n equals to 0, it is not possible, and we will rejected this case. And now we can just proceed here this case only, and in this case now first we will make little bit simplifications here. So here we have n to the power of 4, and we will write it as n squared and its whole squared minus n squared minus 1 equals to 0. So now we can convert this fourth order polynomial into the quadratic form, so that now we will just take here y equals to n squared. So when you can take y equals to n squared, then this equation will becomes here y squared minus y and minus 1 equals to 0. So after this step you will find the quadratic equation, and now we can solve this quadratic equation for the values of y. So now we will use the nice quadratic formula in order to find the values of y, so that here we can write the coefficients of this equation. So here we have the value of a equals to 1, the value of b equals to minus 1, and the value of c also equals to minus 1. So these are the three values of a, b and c, and now we can write the quadratic formula and put all these values here. So now first I can write the nice quadratic formula, which is in the form of y equals to minus b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4 times of ac over 2 times of a. So this is the our quadratic formula, and now we can put the values of a, b and c here. So you get y equals to minus b, and the value of b is minus 1, so it will becomes plus 1, and plus minus we have b squared, so b is minus 1 and minus 1 squared is plus 1, and minus 4 times of a is 1, and c is minus 1, and its square root, and this whole over 2 times of a, and the value of a is also 1. So now we will simplify the terms, and we get the value of y here. So here you have 1 plus minus square root of 1, here you have minus and minus will becomes plus, and 4 times of 1 is 4, and this whole over 2, and now we make little bit simplifications here, and you get 1 plus minus square root of 5 over 2. So here we have two cases. Now I can break this in two cases. So our first case will be y equals to 1 plus square root 5 over 2, and our other cases we have y equals to 1 minus square root 5 over 2. And in the start of the problem you will see here we will take y equals to n square, and you know that n square be the perpendicular of this right triangle. So it means that n square be the length of the one side of this triangle. So you know that when you put the value of y here, then you get n squared equals to 1 plus square root of 5 over 2, and here you have n squared equals to 1 minus square root 5 over 2. So here you already know that n square be the length of the one side of the triangle, and the value of this n square will be negative, because when you can solve this one you will get here the negative answer. So n square be the one side of this triangle, so n square cannot be a negative, so we will reject it this case, because the length of any side of triangle cannot be negative, it is always positive. So we will reject it this case, and we can just proceed here this case only, and in this case you will get the value of n, so that we will again take the square root on both of the sides. Then you see here these 2 and square root are gone, and you get here n, and we have plus minus sign, and you get 1 plus square root of 5 over 2. So here again you see that n be the length of the side of triangle, so it cannot be negative, and we can just choose here the positive value, and which is 1 plus square root 5 over 2, and it's a whole square. So now you can use the calculator in order to find the approximate value here. So this square root approximately equals to 1.272. So this is the our final answer of this problem. And thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel for more exciting videos.